You're listening to Radio Kidnappers, the voice of Hawke's Bay. It's our pleasure once again to be in the studio with Lou from Wardini Books and Havelock North. We have a different beginning every week.
You sounded like you nearly forgot my name then. Who is this woman?
How could I forget you, Lou? Anyway, you're going well? Business is good?
Yeah, ticking along all right. Yeah.
Getting through this COVID crisis without too many problems?
Yeah, no, we don't have any problems at all.
No.
It's all good.
And as we speak, the sun is shining. We live in a paradise, really, don't we?
Yeah. Calm down, everybody. It's all right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we've got 3 great books to have another look at. And the first one, I love the title, Letter Hen.
Isn't it the best title
ever? It is
ever?
a very good title.
New Zealand children's picture book published by Scholastic, and it's written by Janelle Wilkie, who won the Joy Cowley Award, which is part of the Storylines Trust Awards, where they find really cool stuff and get it out there into the world. Illustrated by Deborah Hind, who is almost a New Zealand institution in illustration, I would say. So this one is about a hen called Omletta. She's a beautiful hen indeed, and she knows it. The only thing that she does, she's Nelson's hen, a little boy, he'll crop up very shortly, and she's got a hen coop, and the door's open all the time, and she lays her eggs wherever the hell she likes.
Not in the coop.
Not in the coop. So Nelson found eggs everywhere, an egg in the garden, an egg on the path, an egg in a shoe, an egg in the bath. That's a good one for rhyming, isn't it? Path and bath,
Path and
or
bath.
is it path and bath?
Well, scones or scones.
Scones, mate.
Too right.
So there's Nelson with his egg in the bath, and she's happy. Her eggs are free. That's the constant refrain: is that her eggs are free. She's free. She's a free-range hen. Off she goes. She's cackling. She's gone into Nelson's room now. An egg in the toy box, an egg on the bed, an egg on the pillow, and an egg on Nelson's head.
Great drawings.
Aren't they? They're just full of life, and Omletta is definitely the star of the show. So there's a crisis. Omletta is locked up in her hen house for several days, and she refuses to lay any eggs. Look how grumpy that hen is.
Look at that. She looks grumpy too.
She does, doesn't she? She is just completely... Her eggs deserve to be free. She's not going anywhere. She's not doing anything. At last, he lets her out. She rushes out. Bit of a fart joke. And she lays the biggest egg you've ever seen. She's been saving it up.
Triple yolker.
Absolutely. I was wondering if the twist was going to be that she'd got some little chicks in there or something.
No.
But no, she's just laid a massive egg. And she's back to free-range hen. So she's free range and he's free range too, little Nelson. And I just like it because it's joyful and it's repetitive enough for little children and fun enough that even when they've read it a few times and they know where the eggs are, you can still go, where's the egg? And the kid can go, it's in the shoe, it's in the bath.
That's right, that's a good idea.
And you can just, and there's a great pleasure for small children in knowing what's coming and being the clever one to say it.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good opportunity for little kids. There's no particular moral or anything.
No, it's just a story.
Yeah, maybe there is one about, being yourself and being free, but that's all good.
What's your favourite omelette?
Joyful. Onion and cheese, I think.
I'd give that one a
Oh,
miss.
yeah. What's your favourite omelette?
Just a plain omelette.
Just eggs.
Yeah, I'm looking at that chicken, a roast chicken with nice rich gravy
Stop
and
it.
mashed potatoes and
You know
peas.
I don't eat chickens. I prefer my hens running around free range like Omletta.
Yeah, that's right. You
Yeah.
just eat their eggs.
Yes.
Okay. And the next book's called Bibbit Jumps.
Isn't that cool? Look at Bibbitt.
Look at him. Yeah.
Bibbitt is a little frog, but he does have, in the first chapter, it's a series of small stories for first readers, really, so probably, 6 or 7-year-olds, or to read as a family. You could read a little story every night. So the first one is called The Frog Pyramid, and Bibbitt is... it's all about Bibbitt's just a joyful little frog, so translate to little kid. And the things that he loves, he truly, truly loves. So he loves jumping, and he rocks on the balls of his feet until he feels like he's about to go, and he's got this big technique for jumping, and he's just very, very joyful about his jumping. And so they're doing a frog pyramid, and he's rocked on his feet, and he's going to be the 6th, 7th layer of the pyramid, but he's over enthusiastic about it, and he sails right over the top and lands and splats them, and the pyramid splits in two, and that's all his fault, but nobody cares. And then his little sister is just a tadpole, and they're trying to do a pyramid in the water too, but they're too... the description's lovely.
Too slippery.
Yeah, the tadpoles were round as beads and slippery, and so they can't do it.
Love it.
Yeah. And later on, his sister grows up, so she's Little Frog now, and there's all sorts of little stories. There's one about a picnic that's quite random about him, and it didn't occur to me till later. So his sisters sent him on this we're going to have a picnic, follow the arrows. And he go, collect the boysenberries, or they're not boysenberries, whatever they are, collect the bananas. And it never occurred to me until later that someone, look, a bouncing banana, because of course he's got the banana, but he's a frog, so the banana's bigger than him. So I thought, oh yeah.
I wonder when little kids come to the shop, are they more attracted to storybooks like that about a frog or about a hen than they are to stories about other little kids?
I think probably when they're tiny, they are. But it's a bit of a mix, actually.
Yeah.
And as they get older, they want to see kids that are like them in stories as well. You know, the kids that get out in the bush. Or that's actually something that I do notice, is the books that are like really popular are the fantasy ones, and also the ones where the kids are wild and free.
Yes.
The ones where they're not.
We all want to be a rebel.
Yeah.
Do all that stuff.
Well, they like the books with no tech in them.
Yeah.
So, like, get rid of your cell phones, get rid of your shoes,
Exactly.
go out rampaging with dragons through the
Jumping on
bush.
mud and
Thank you very much.
Exactly.
So, yeah, Bibbitt, eventually he goes on a trip to the city with his sister. And it's just, there's beautiful friendship in there. And it's just delightful. It's by Bailin. It's translated from the Chinese
Is it a 10?
Gecko Press. Yeah. It's just
10 out
great.
of 10.
It's
Look
just
at that.
great. Lovely produced book.
And our last book we're going to talk about today is The Tally Stick.
I love it. It's so good. This is by Carl Nixon, a New Zealand author.
Wow.
The very, very first book club we ever had in our shops a billion years ago was it The Virgin and the Whale by him? And that was brilliant too, set down in Christchurch. This one is set on the West Coast and has this for a clinching blurb. So the idea of the book, it's a novel, is that there's a family come over to New Zealand for work in the 70s, and the father's a little bit overbearing, and they're on a road trip down the West Coast before he starts his job, and the mum's saying that it's absolutely wanging it down with rain, we probably ought to stop for the night. And it's like, no, we'll push on because I have a schedule and we'll push on in the terrible weather. 3 kids in the back. It's the 1970s. There's a baby in the footwell.
Yeah. I can know it well.
Yeah. And of course, terrible weather, West Coast, car goes off a cliff. And the family, you know what the West Coast is like, they go missing, nobody can find them, nobody knows where they went. And then years later, the sister back in the UK of the mother, Julia, the sister Suzanne, gets a call saying, we found the bones of Morris, one of the boys, but they're 4 years older than he would have been at the time that he disappeared. So where the hell was he for 4 extra years? And so it's the unravelling of the story between Suzanne trying to find things out in England and her trips to New Zealand, and also actually what went on from the moment of the crash.
Ooh, sounds like a good mystery.
It's a brilliant mystery.
Yeah.
And he's such a good writer in that he leaves a lot of things unsaid. A lot of the morality that goes on in the story is just told. And you just have to have a little think about it yourself. And I really like that. I like the trust in the reader to make those decisions for themselves. This is what happened.
Yes. Spoiler.
For good or ill.
Can you give us a spoiler? Did they survive and they just went
Not
and hid
everybody died. Well, clearly Morris survived for 4 years.
yes.
But yeah, it's also about Catherine and Tommy. And, so it's
Maybe
about the
they
kids.
wanted everyone to think they were.
I can't
missing
tell you
and
anymore
didn't.
because
You
it
have
would
to
be a
buy it.
spoiler. But already, that's it. Your brain's starting to go, what happened to them?
Yeah, be a great movie.
It's brilliant.
And is he well renowned as a book writer?
Yeah, he is. I think he's got a really good reputation because he is a bloody good writer. So I say I've read 2 of his books now. I don't know if he's done other sorts of writing. He's won lots of short story competitions and things like that. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, if we want these books, of course, we get them from Wardini Books. Where are you?
We are 16 Tomato Road in Havelock North, 44 Hastings Street in Napier.
And you're all over the web like a
Spider.
Robber's dog. Good on you, Lou. As always, our pleasure. You look after yourself. Talk to the same time, same place next time.
Cool. Thanks, Ken.